Are Scrum Masters overrated? Two things have happened in the past couple of months that prompted me to question some of my long-held belief about Scrum Masters. First, agile coach and author Maarten Dalmijn published a thought-provoking article on his blog called "Are Scrum Masters Too Much Overhead?" Secondly, Matthew, an amazing Scrum Master at my ISV business Superware, has stepped away on an extended leave of absence, and instead of finding a new Scrum Master, the team decided to run an experiment instead. More about the results of that in just a moment. Back to Maarten's article then. Ultimate Frisbee. It's a competitive team sport and it doesn't have any referees. I played a bit of Ultimate Frisbee at university and I've been to the Ultimate Frisbee World Championships when they were held in St Andrews. But I'm not saying I was playing at the Ultimate Frisbee World Championships. Actually, I'm a pretty rubbish Frisbee player. But I can't think of any other professional sport doesn't have a referee or umpire or some kind of official to enforce the rules of the game. Perhaps golf is the closest, since most golf games are played without one, but professional games will usually have qualified referees somewhere on the course to adjudicate the rules. When I asked my Scrum team if they could think of any other professional sports that didn't have a referee, Michael, our product owner, suggested 10-pin bowling. He's a retired 10-pin bowler, but seriously, Michael, come on, is that really a professional sport? In Ultimate Frisbee, every player is empowered to hold every other player accountable to the rules. In effect, every player is a referee. Maarten's article puts forward his point of view that Scrum teams, like Ultimate Frisbee teams, can play without a separate Scrum Master or, referee. Especially in startup and scale-up organizations, where there are usually fewer organizational impediments that get in the way of delivering value. Maarten likes Scrum to be in the background, meaning he wants it to be a platform on which the team build their own rules and hold themselves accountable. But, he argues, having a separate Scrum Master brings Scrum to the foreground, because that's the Scrum Master's job, isn't it? He wants Scrum to be simply a way of working while we create valuable products, not a goal we aim for in itself. Every Frisbee player knows the rules of Ultimate Frisbee. That's why they don't need a referee. If everyone in the Scrum team intimately understands Scrum, would the team need a Scrum Master? Maarten argues they would not. But in many Scrum teams, especially in the types of Power Platform and Dynamics 365 projects you and I work on, there are always lots of people who don't know Scrum. There are developers who've never used Scrum before or received any Scrum training. There are customers, product owners and subject matter experts who've never been involved in any software development team, let alone a Scrum team before. And we're often working in large, complex organizations where there are lots of impediments to resolve to maximize the team's value delivery. I found Maarten's article challenged my thinking. Ultimately, I think a lot of our business apps projects do benefit from having a Scrum Master. Back to our latest Scrum Master experiment then. In one of my Scrum teams, our Scrum Master Matthew has stepped out of them. Most of the team has been working together for 6 or 7 years and over 2 years with this customer. It's fair to say that they know the rules of the game, although there are always folks in our team and on the customer side who are new to Scrum. The team decided to run an experiment. Instead of recruiting a new, dedicated Scrum Master, one of the developers has stepped into the Scrum Master accountability and we hired another developer. Sapan is our Scrum Master developer and he's been working with Dynamics since 2006 and with Scrum since at least 2018, which is when we started working together. He's also Superware's COO, responsible for the successful delivery of all of our projects. There isn't anyone better in our business to take on the Scrum Master role while still contributing to the team's velocity as a developer. We probably wouldn't try this experiment with all of our teams, especially when working with a new customer or to a customer who's new to Scrum. But so far, it's working really well. We've discussed it in the sprint review today after running this team configuration for a couple of sprints now. Sapan doesn't include his capacity in the team's forecast when we're planning our sprint. Any items he works on are considered like a velocity bonus because his first priority to the team and to the customer is as a Scrum Master, not as a developer. We've been able to hire an early career Power Platform maker into the team as a new functional consultant. After a couple of sprints, she's now up to speed and picking up and completing sprint backlog items and contributing to the team's velocity. Overall, by replacing the dedicated Scrum Master with a hybrid Scrum Master developer and adding another developer, the team's velocity has proved really steady, and we expect it to creep up a little over time. The customer's project manager is satisfied with the support she's getting from Sapan as Scrum Master, and so is Michael, our product owner. Now, I still don't recommend combining the Scrum Master and developer roles for most Scrum teams, though, certainly those working with Microsoft Business Apps. It's working for this superware team. Perhaps it's because most of the developers in the team have many years of experience working together as a Scrum team. Perhaps it's because the customer's product owner has stepped into his role very comfortably. Perhaps it's because our team is not charged with transforming the entire organization to an agile way of working, just to build a single set of enterprise applications. Or perhaps it's because the customer's organization isn't completely dysfunctional. If those conditions exist for your team, I'd encourage you to try it. Always be willing to experiment with new practices. That's something you might have heard on Amazing Apps before. That's what Scrum is all about. I know that Maarten Dalmijn agrees with me on that. Until next time, keep experimenting. Bye for now.